don't stop, no I ain't gon' drop. I'ma keep on popping till I make it to the top. See I find a big girl and she look around fly. With a 691, that's right, no lie. She got that kind of money that'll blow your mind. From the front to the back to the side, that's right. Like that, like that, like that, like that. Baby girl, move your body like that, move your body like that. Hey, here we go, hey, hey, hey. Here we go, here we go, hey, yeah, hey.
After month 1 in Kosrae, my challenges consisted mostly of school, learning how to become a better teacher, how to provide those students with a great experience, a great learning experience. And so I would say that that was a challenge all throughout, but during month 1 especially, because I didn't even know the kids, and that was the first time I had ever been a teacher in a classroom. So I was learning a lot about myself and about the kids at the same time.
I think as a teacher, you learn to communicate in ways that wouldn't be as accessible and as easy if you were just kind of thrown into a new environment. By teaching, you get to meet people and you become academically intimate with people. You get to know their weaknesses, their strengths, and that really introduces you to a side of their personality and to a new perspective that you otherwise wouldn't interact with unless you were teaching. And I think this intimacy you create with your students and with your peers and with your administration, I think, is very important in getting to understand the environment you're in, especially as a newcomer. And so I think being a teacher, I've learned a lot about how to communicate, how to dive into a culture that I'm curious about, how to become more culturally aware, how to gain perspective, and I've just had a more enriching experience being a teacher, whereas I feel like it would have been much more difficult to just have been an expat, residing on the island. So I think teaching is very valuable, not only in the giving and the receiving and the exchange of information, but also in the personal connections you create with the people around you.
When you're in Kosrae, you realize that here, it's not the time frame in which you accomplish things, it's how you accomplish them and the way you go about it that's more important, and just the way you work with people. All of those things are not things that I necessarily focused on before I came here, and I really realized their importance.
I'm going to start an after-school program, work with the principal or some other teachers, or the director, or the secretaries to help you out, and you'll find that it goes smoothly. Maybe a little slower, but you can't really get anything done here that fast anyways. So try to communicate as best you can, and don't expect that things happen once again at the Western pace.
I've noticed through the people I've met here, locals and expats, that the value in life not only comes from your personal achievements, which is a big bonus and a positive, but it's just through the relationships you create, the people you get to know, the conversations you have, and those connections. They're just so important. And I know I've battled with, well, what's the purpose of a volunteer if they can't leave some sort of sustainable project behind them that lasts for years and years, that the moment they leave, their projects die with them. And I realize that it's not the projects that volunteers should be focusing on, but it's the lives they impact. And that shouldn't just apply to the place that you volunteer, but should apply to all relationships and all contexts of your life. And so I think I've learned in Kosrae, the most important lesson I've learned is that I need patience, I need to relax, and I need to realize the greater beauties in life outside of my own personal career goals, but that there's people and other souls to connect with around me, and I think that's something I'll take back to the States and really develop more.
I think that people who do go abroad bring back a fresh perspective of life, and they, can innovate in a way that others who've stayed at home can't. I feel like they bring something new to the table. I mean, it's the definition of diversity, pretty much. We're gaining this new experience that nobody else has experienced at our meeting table or in our classroom.
I really was looking for that sense of community, and that's a lot of the reason why I chose to live with the host family as well. I think that getting to become a part of the culture and really seeing what Kosrae is really about comes from spending time with the people and just getting to know them. And there's no better way to do that than to live with the host family and spend time with them. I've been living in Sandtrik with Deborah and Sankey Segra, and it has been phenomenal. I wouldn't change it for anything. I've met so many people in the community of Sandtrik and just found everyone to be, welcoming and willing to teach me Kosraean or teach me how to make an or anything from their culture. They're really willing to talk to you and just hear what your life is about as well.